Hey, it's Tim.
And it's Amy from Go With Less. Here we are in Texas. We have a lot to share because we are talking all about our 2019 spending. I hope that you will stay tuned.
So the first thing we're going to say is that, as Amy I think mentioned, we are in Texas. We sold our house in Colorado. We are now 100% nomadic. We do not have a home. And also, we typically talk about our numbers on the second Wednesday of every month. This week we got pushed out, or this month I should say, we got pushed out a week because of the sale of our home. And so next month, we will, on the second Wednesday of the month, we will be talking about our January spending.
And I think it's going to get really exciting because, as Tim mentioned, we are on the road full time. So here we are in Texas. We've talked about setting up a domicile in Texas. We have done that, and we're going to be sharing that really for quite a bit on our channel ongoing. So hopefully you will subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, because there's going to be a lot on our channel about our travel spending. I think that our spending is going to be getting kind of exciting for 2020 because it's going to be different every month.
It will be exciting for us anyway. We hope it's exciting for you. But seeing how this life is going to work, we believe that traveling full time, we're going to spend less this year in 2020 than we did in 2019, probably less than even in 2018 as we're on the road.
Woo! Well, we are in Livingston, Texas. This is where we are setting up our domicile with a service that takes care of everything. What that means is that we're in a hotel. It's been raining the few days that we've been here, so we can't do this outside, and we're hoping that the light's okay. This is just what it's going to be like in our new life, that it's never going to be the same studio like in our old house. But
yep,
whatever. I hope that you'll roll with it. We're having to roll with it. It's a little tricky to set up a new studio. So, and then we're...
The other thing to note is that we are only going to be talking about our 2019 spending as a whole. We're going to skip the December numbers. Nothing too exciting happened specifically in December, so we're just going to go through our annual spending for all of 2019.
And I have our numbers here. They are in the teeniest, tiniest fonts because we wanted to talk about things that made up each category so that you could really get an idea of how much does it cost for two people who are early in their early retirement to live. And so Tim can't read these numbers, so I'm going to be taking on a lot of these numbers because the font is so small Tim can't read it.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, one last thing I want to mention before we get into it is that there's a lot of fat in here. I think that's what our big surprise was. We've been looking at this all year. Some of it was fat, some of it was things getting our home ready and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about it in the right category, but what I'm taking away and what I hope that our audience takes away as well, there's still quite a bit of fat in there. And
we say this right. We also believe in our 36,000, there's a lot of fat. This year we went over and above with our spending. We'll talk about some of those reasons as we go through the numbers. But anyway, there is a ton of fat in our spending this year.
Okay, so we're going to get to the top line number. How much did we spend? We spent $44,557. So we're going to get into why it was so much higher. What we've found is that by spending more money, our life wasn't any happier this year. We just added some more expensive things. So when it was back at $36,000, we had a great life. We could have spent less. We still would have had a great life. So what we have learned is that our spending isn't really equated to our happiness.
No, and some of the things that factored in this year were necessary. So there were things that we had to have in our life, and we didn't modify the other parts of our life to make it so that these things weren't quite as painful, which we could have done, but we chose not to do. So nonetheless, I think our spending this year will be more interesting than last, and hopefully less.
Yeah. So, okay. Number one, our biggest category was travel. We are going to be doing a video very soon about the ins and outs, how much we spent on each trip, how much we spent per night, how much we spent on credit card annual fees, because we do an enormous amount of travel hacking. So there's going to be a whole video dedicated to that because that is our lifestyle and because it's our number one category. That worked out to $12,289 in the travel category. Now that wasn't all just taking trips. That was 11,245 of it was taking trips. I'm going to mention a really big one. We took our daughter to 3 most expensive European cities this past spring for her graduation from high school, her 18th birthday, her Christmas gift. We wrapped that up. We're going to be getting into that trip in our travel video that's coming up, but there was that. And then also that included, that $12,539 included a big Airbnb credit that Tim purchased so that he kind of brought that spending forward. So we have that in our account now for this year. And credit card annual fees, again, we're going to be talking about that later.
Yeah, and just a note,
in another video later.
Just like in most of our other videos, we're going to go from our biggest spending category to our least spending category. So travel, like Amy said, was our largest, expense, and then we'll go down from there.
Okay, so if you can't read the numbers, you're not going to be saying
No,
much.
I can't say much at all. That's right. The next is going to be health and fitness. So this is where our health insurance falls. And I'm going to let Amy share the number because I can't see the number.
Okay, so that is $9,334. Our audience asks more questions about how our health insurance works than anything else. So we have a whole bunch of videos that talk about our health insurance. So please, I'm going to put this up above. Please go check those out after our video is done so you can go see what we are doing there. But there's a lot happening in this $9,334. $4,100 are health insurance premiums. That is for mostly our Liberty Health shares. We have two kinds of health insurance, which we're not going to get into in this video, but again, go look at the other video up above because it's in there. But $4,100 was for health insurance premiums. A lot of our coverage though was out of pocket because there is a deductible. I think it's $1,750, and Tim's back isn't covered. So with those two things, we spent a lot of money out of pocket. We spent, let's see, $1,995. $1,280 was for 2 MRIs. He had one, I had one, just for kind of checking things out, and mine is preventative. And we had $708 for eye care for both me and for our 18-year-old daughter. We took care of eye exams out of pocket and contacts for her. We had $227 for dental cleanings. One of those was in Merida, Mexico. If that's something you're interested in, we did a video about that. It was so cheap, and we're both due for cleaning, so we have to go figure out some dentist on the road in the U.S.
I have a cavity that I still haven't taken care of that I found out about in my November-ish cleaning, so something to look forward to this year.
Woo! We have $1,650 for our health club. Now this one's a bit of a killer because we had 2 health clubs. We paid up front for one of them and it went out of business. So we got a little bit of money back for it, but so it goes. We lost some money there.
And so our insurance premiums this year, we're changing what we're doing, so this will certainly be lower this year than it was last year, and we're also not signing up for a gym that's going to go out of business, so we know that's going to come off.
But not an annual fee, that's for sure.
We're not going to sign up for an annual gym membership, so we know that's coming out of the budget as well. So that will certainly be lower this year.
And we are looking to potentially be in a gym in our traveling nomadic life. So we don't know what that will cost because perhaps a monthly cost at a gym will be more than the annual.
Potentially, but we're looking at some gyms that are very, very, very affordable.
We are, or you are?
I am.
I have said before, I like a fancy gym, so I am prepared to pay for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I am.
So we'll see. Stay tuned. We also had $567 for just general pharmacy stuff. So ongoing things like migraine pills, things like that. So that worked out in health and fitness to $9,334 for health and fitness.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Bills and utilities. Always exciting. $5,109.
Really, I don't think there's anything that's outstanding here. This is going to be our electricity, our gas, our internet, our phone service. And so there are really no outliers here, right?
I'm going to mention what this is, though, because, again, these numbers aren't that big. So of $5,109, $2,880 were for HOA dues, $931 for gas and electric, I'm sorry, I'm like having trouble with the numbers myself. $591 for our internet and $563 for our mobile phone. We also did a video about what we're using for our mobile phone. That is Google Fi.
And we both
Google Fi or Google Fi?
Google Fi is how I say it.
It's perfect for people who are Fi or like Fi.
It is, you're exactly right. I also have Mint Sim, so that is for 2 phones, and I have 2 different types of service, so that's all in for the year. That's the price for both of those phones.
And we've been real happy with them. We did a video about it, so take a peek up above at that video if you are interested in affordable phones. And that was for 2 of us. Okay, food and dining. And now here's something with food and dining. Our travel category covers everything we do traveling. What I didn't mention is that traveling covered 115 days out of Colorado. That's a lot of days out of Colorado. Now, the travel bucket covered every single thing we spent from the minute we left our house until the minute we got back to our house. That was our entertainment, that was our food and dining and our parking at the airport, everything. So our food and dining in our regular budget is artificially lower because about a third of the year it got
We're
into
on the
another
road. That's
bucket.
right.
We got into another bucket. So that was $4,429 was our food and dining. And dining includes alcohol and bars and coffee shops. And I'm a tea
Restaurants.
person, so
Yep.
tea.
And groceries. And I think that the last few months of the year, this number shot up just because we were eating out a lot more than we typically do. So that would have been an outlier if we chose to share our December numbers.
Not crazy, though. Not crazy.
But nonetheless, more than a typical month. And
Yeah.
so I think that...
Because of eating out.
Yeah, because we ate a lot. Yep.
So I'm going to break that down. So food and dining, $21.71 in groceries and $22.58 for all dining out. Now that worked out to $17.72 a day for two people. Our daughter was with us for the first 5 months of the year. So that also, when I say 2 to 3 people, like she was in that number. We didn't break it down of like when she was with us and when she wasn't with us. But certainly having a third person eating increased our cost. But
No doubt.
that wasn't so crazy, especially given, and we were saying a lot of goodbyes to friends. We were giving away our things. Our life was not normal for 2019 at all. We were getting out of our old life.
So I think Amy just said our restaurant bill was $2,000 roughly. I think from my recollection of the December numbers, it was almost $700 for restaurants in December.
Ooh.
So yeah,
And in our past, that number was $6,000. So even to have a big number,
the restaurant number.
yeah,
for
in
the
the
year.
past, like in our big spending days. So to have that be $22.58 for the whole year, it used to be over $6,000. Okay, our home was $3,984. Now, what does that include? That includes $1,580 for property tax. We're in Colorado, and we do not have a big expensive house any longer. So our property taxes were very, very reasonable compared to other places.
Yeah,
I
I
lived
guess in
in
the scheme of things,
expensive cities for
so
property
roughly,
tax.
just to give you some concept,
the
we had
past.
about a house that's worth about $300,000. So $1,500 worth of property tax. You can do the math there. So it's reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. What else? We had to have a brand new AC unit installed, especially as we were getting ready to put our home on the market. That was $1,400. Ouch. We had a $715 window that needed to be replaced. I wouldn't say repaired,
We chose to
replaced.
replace it. It had some weird issue going on, so we figured it was something that was going to come up in the inspection, so we went ahead and just preventatively replaced this window, even though it was functioning fine for us. It just didn't look nice.
Yeah, we did it in the spring so that it was nice to have a window open in the. So
So this factors into the fat. Both of those things do. But the air conditioner, we certainly didn't have to replace it, and the window didn't have to be replaced, but we chose to do it because we're selling our home.
Yeah, actually, I think, well, okay, I think that they were kind of not so optional.
Okay.
$561 home insurance. We splurged. We brought one of the things that Tim has mentioned that he missed from our old spending life. We used to spend $115,000 a year, and in that past life, we had a housekeeper come every 2 weeks. We had a big house, so it cost more money to clean our house. This time, we brought her back toward the end of the year, and we spent $560 on having one person come clean our small home 4 times total. Now that is certainly splurgy. So we have our big health club.
Very splurgy.
We have our housekeeper. This is still a really like Luke's life, right? This is not a life of like woe is us. We're
Luke's, that's a quarter word.
is it? It's only 4 letters. So there we are with our housekeeper. Now, I'm just going to mention real quickly, it was kind of weird to have, we only have a 2-bedroom, had a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom home. So it was a little weird to have someone come in and clean it, but our place was really neat.
She would spend 8 hours cleaning our tiny home.
It was like 6 hours. It was still, and it was clean.
It was phenomenally clean. She did a professional level job. It was incredible. So well worth every penny we spent to have her come and do that.
And we're clean people. So what I'm saying is that our house was kind of clean when she walked in. It was very tidy and pretty clean. So she did deep cleaning, and it was, I'm going to call that worth every penny.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, okay. Also, where are we? We paid $235 for our mail service in Texas that we went and visited today. I'm going to put a video up here about that the move to Texas, and that service is mentioned in there. We also paid for our $232 of our storage unit and kind of $158 of housewares. We bought dark room blackening curtains and new floor mats, welcome mats for our open house, not our open house, our house showing, stuff like that. We bought a new bedspread. So we kind of spruced up our house a little bit for us and in anticipation of having our home on the market. Okay, next is auto. Now we are going to be getting rid of our we had two cars. We sold one of them in about, I don't know, March, April, and the last car is going to be sold at the very end of May. We're using it until we head abroad. So that was $5,564 in car. So that's going to go away. That's exciting. We spent last year $1,463 car insurance. We talked about this in our November numbers because our premium was due. Our audience kind of was like, what the heck? Why are you doing full collision on a 2008 car? So there's no car payment on this car. That was a good, good question. And I think it was just because we were used to it.
Yeah, it was there.
Bad decision, maybe.
It probably was a bad decision, but
yeah.
Water under the bridge.
And we're going to be done with that car in May.
Yep.
Okay, what else? We had $1,001 in gas. And again, that's not gas when we are on, quote unquote, our travels. That was just at home.
Just like with our house, when we sold our other car, we used to have two. When we sold that car, we did some sprucing up on that car that was on the order of a few $100s just to get it ready to sell. Also, we did some repairs on Amy's car. We replaced the windshield. The deductible on the windshield replacement was about $100. So we had some outlier expenses with our automobiles this year as well.
That worked out to $560 in service and $100 to register that car. And again, it's an older car at 2008, so kind of cheap registration. Okie doke, shopping was $2,103, and that mostly was for electronics, which is kind of surprising because we've just given away almost everything. So to spend $2,000 on shopping is like...
Well, we bought a new camera, we bought
that you're filming on
bunch
now.
of software, we bought the animation that we did in our last numbers video. That cost like $144 to have.
That we're going to do on this video too.
Hopefully we're going to do it on this video. That is going to last for a year, so it's a subscription service. And then
so a subscription service was in shopping.
That's right.
Okay, so it's not just hard goods.
No.
Okay.
And so also clothes, we bought some shoes.
$808 in clothing. We've discussed before. Our shoes aren't pretty, but they are designed to walk 8 to 10 miles a day. We're not cheap on shoes.
No.
Okay. Education, $544. That was for 2 conferences. That's for FinCon. We already paid in 2019 for FinCon 2020. And then that was for a conference back in 2019 that I attended for bloggers. We are going to be getting our blog going again in the next month or so. So excited about that. So I wanted to freshen up and learn a lot about blogging. So that was $544. Entertainment, $394 for the entire year entertainment. Now this category used to be $6,000 in our old life. So we volunteer. We volunteer with our film society. We volunteer with our theater group. We receive lots and lots of free, wonderful entertainment because of those volunteer gigs. But the $394 isn't really made up of. It's like $25 here, $10 here.
It's Hulu. It's Spotify.
It's going to the
movies. It's we attended a few concerts, so it's just a handful.
It's like symphony concerts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So one thing we did cut out were like the big stadium arena concerts, which we did used to like, but they were really expensive. We've kind of seen the people on our bucket list, and yeah. Okay. Next is gifts, $288. So our big gift to our daughter was up in our travel category. We didn't break that down here. These are smaller gifts to, I don't know, our friends and family, just smaller gifts. We are big on not giving stuff, but we give experiences and things like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Financial, $216.
Yeah, this was just for some insurance, basically.
Yeah, nothing exciting. Personal care, $142. That's $113 of haircuts.
Yeah, Amy has, I think, one expensive haircut a year. I get my haircut like every other month or so.
Every other month? Really?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Tim wants me to cut his hair.
I would love that.
He bought clippers 5 years ago,
yeah.
And I am like, you must be crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, the clippers are in Colorado, so that won't happen until October, I bet.
Yeah, darn, we left those clippers in Colorado. Okay. Miscellaneous is just $105. We're not even going to get into that. Now, this is a great addition. We added tax of $55. We had $0 in federal income tax in 2019. We had $55 in state income tax.
We paid $0 federal income tax, and we owed a little bit of state income tax just because of a variety of reasons, but like $50 for the state income tax.
$55,
that was
yeah.
it. So not a lot of tax. And hopefully in 2019 as well, we're going to have...
2020?
No, in 2019, when we pay our taxes for 2019, those taxes are also going to be minimal. And we'll talk about those, I guess, at the end of the year. Or no, I guess we'll probably talk about them this year in April or whenever it is that we pay those federal taxes and state taxes to Colorado. We'll talk about that.
That'll be in our budget.
That's exactly
Our
right.
spending, I should say.
Yes, it will be.
And then also we're in why are we in Texas? Because it's a state tax-free state. So moving onward, we shouldn't be having state taxes.
That's our hope. So we are glad to be in Texas because of that. And we're excited to be here.
So that is our spending. Now, I have been sharing our YouTube income every single month while we've been doing this series. So I'm going to share our annual YouTube. We made, for 2 people, we did not skip a single week in 2019. We started monetizing roughly March of 2019, and we had $3,819 in income. We made $3,800 between the 2 of us, so not bad, but certainly not bad. We're thrilled about that, and we're really happy that you are watching, but it's just a little nice thing to top off, and it doesn't even get us out of the hole of our extra spending.
No, it does not. We believe that tracking is essential to understanding what's going on with your spending. A lot of people actually have a budget. We don't necessarily keep a budget. We just keep an eye on our money and watch what we do. Oftentimes when we're off course, we will set a budget for a given exercise. This month we're only going to spend $20 on groceries or something crazy, so we'll set a goal for ourselves in a given month. And so tracking is incredibly important for us, and we think for anybody who's managing their money and making sure that they're doing the right things, it is incredibly important.
And we have allocated $50,000 a year for spending. So we just like to come in at $36,000 just because, but we can spend up to $50,000 without any pinch. So the nice thing is that we have over $5,000 from even our overspending. We have $5,000 from 2019 that's kind of stuck in our, what do they call it, like a sinking fund or something like that. So that if for a rainy day, if we need anything to pay a deductible for our health care or anything like that, then we are still under what we are able to spend in our retired life.
Yep. So we are still trying to meet this $36K.
This is like a personal challenge.
Just as a personal challenge this year, I think we will handily, we'll see at the end of the year how this turns out, but handily be under this $36K and looking forward to see how it goes.
And we can't wait to share with you. We've been talking about this. We have so many videos that are coming up, and you keep adding new videos to our list, and we only do one a week. We don't have time for more than one video a week. It's already hard to get one video out a week, but we are going to be sharing where we're going in 2020 because it is super cool, and we're doing a lot of house sitting, so we're kind of front loading our nomadic living with kind of affordable. It's not affordable places, but just the fact that we're house sitting and travel hacking makes this such an affordable life that we can't wait to see what our spending looks like in a year. So we are looking at a really, hopefully, a robust 2020 with no home and all the expenses that come with that. Soon with no car and all the expenses that come with that.
Also, we are going to be recategorizing our numbers starting next month. We'll explain that next month, but we're changing things up just because it makes sense, and we'll explain why we're doing that next month.
Yeah, so we hope that you'll subscribe, and we will see you next Wednesday. Adios.
Adios.